Hi guys, so today I want to talk about Luann De Lesseps entering a not guilty plea today. But first I need to apologize for my voice. I have a very, very bad cold, but I could not wait to get this story out. Like this story had to be told today. So I'm not going to sound so good, but it doesn't change the facts. So let's get into it. Okay, so Luann De Lesseps, as we all know, got arrested on Sunday, which is Christmas Eve, for battery of an officer, disorderly intoxication, resistant arrest with violence, corruption by threat against a public servant. Okay, these are felony charges, people, which makes it 10 times worse than Teresa supposedly signing a paper that Joe put in front of her. And she got a year for that. These are hard, very harsh sentences, and automatically pushes her to the top of the felon list as far as housewives that have gotten arrested. I mean, Marlo's little shoplifting things, much more serious than that. So not only is this serious, I mean, it's even bad for the worst of the housewives, which would probably be Teresa, because she's the only one that's done jail time. Well, that's not true. She's not the only one that did jail time, but while the cameras were rolling. So now my favorite housewife, Luann De Lesseps, is the number one jail person on the show with the best mugshot. Well, that's not true either. Portia's looking kind of good over there. It doesn't matter. She's in deep water. But how did she get herself in this mess? Let's go back to the beginning and clear it all up, and we can talk about later what big trouble Luann is in. Okay, so we all know on the second season of the show, she and her husband, Alexander De Lesseps, remember the Count, got a divorce. Now, they were married for 16 years. This was a long marriage. It was very devastating to Luann. In my opinion, this is when the downward spiral began. Now, this is just my opinion, people, my opinion. When the Count left her for another woman, she was absolutely blindsided and devastated. This, which is expected, 16 years, but rumor has it in those 16 years, he had a wandering eye. But still, they held it together as a family, and in other words, she turned the other cheek. That's the rumor, But she wanted a steady home. They had two children, Victoria and Noel, and she had a family. Now, who am I to say that it's not normal for a woman to turn the other cheek? I certainly wouldn't, but if she doesn't mind, why should I? So that was her normal. When he left that marriage, she began what I call a downward spiral. I mean, she was just lost. She went through serial dating. She dated here, she dated there. She had a 4-year relationship with Jacques. Remember him? And she really seemed to like him. He was the French guy. But she messed that up, remember? She cheated on him, allegedly. Denied it to the end, but it was pretty evident that she was the one that messed up that relationship. I mean, no offense, I still like her, but to me and everyone else, it looked like you cheated. Okay, so then there was the whole incident when her daughter Noelle got caught on tape using the N-word. According to witnesses, it wasn't the N-word in a derogatory term. It was like in a rap song type thing. Nevertheless, someone forwarded the tape to Luann's good old buddy, Ramona. Ramona released the tape, and threw everything into a tizzy. Luann went crazy trying to get the tape removed from the internet. Ramona apologized, as she always does, saying she should have never did that. Kids were off limits, but she forgot that when she released the tape. Okay, then there was that. Okay, so that went down south to her. Then let's not talk about the debacle otherwise known as Tom D'Agostino. Okay, that was a sheer disaster. That marriage lasted 8 months. It was played out on her TV show. He before she even caught him cheating, he had already slept with several of her friends. Remember Ramona and who was the other one? Sonia. He slept with them, and no one wanted her to get married. And Bethany tried to warn her that he was, caught kissing another woman, and she just plunged into that marriage head first, and it ended up a sheer disaster. Like everyone thought. They got a divorce after only 8 months of marriage. Thank God. Why drag this out any longer? It wasn't going to last anyway. And then if that wasn't enough, weeks later he gets engaged to her so-called friend / turned nemesis, Anna Rothschild. They get engaged. Anna claims she's not that good of friends. She wasn't that good of friends with Luann, and it was just a backstab in the worst kind of way. But Anna tried to clean it up, but everyone looked at it as a backstab. And then after that, she tried to move on. Now her drinking's been getting heavier and heavier. We know on the show, she was drinking heavily. Remember when she fell in the bushes and couldn't even walk into the hotel room? She was staggering and whatnot. It sounds like it got worse and worse and worse. So now let's talk about these charges. Luann faces some serious charges here. These are felonies, as I said before. These aren't misdemeanors, people. This isn't a slap on the wrist. These are felonies. So she had to get the best. She hired famed celebrity attorney Doug Duncan. She had to. Luann is the leader of the pack right now of the housewives that love to get mugshots. It's very serious here. Now after this alleged incident, a couple days later, she did check herself into rehab, supposedly for her alcohol problem. That's good. Maybe the judge will look nicely onto that, but I don't think it's going to help you much. You can't hit a cop. Not only that, the public start going crazy. I mean, the commoners on social media. People was floored that she even got to go home. Like, the commoner doesn't get to hit a cop, and tell them, what you're going to do to him, and then go home the next day, and then, release apology letters on your Twitter account. No. So people were saying that this isn't fair treatment here, which isn't good for you, Luann. In the meantime, let me know in the comment section, what do you think of Luann? Is she on a downward spiral? Or is it just me being harsh again? I have a tendency to be extremely harsh at times, but I don't think so. In the meantime, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more stories like these. And now I'm going to go back to being sick, and I'll talk to you when I'm well. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next time. Bye.